mean, we talked about Aprilia a little bit, but let's just dive further into it. The struggles, the penalties, the ups and down. They're still a better brand as far as in the championship than KTM. But and we are obviously we can say Ducati's been struggling the last few rounds too with their up and down. But this is the first weekend that Aprilia's really struggled since like the summer break.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, TJ?
I mean, I don't know the reason why they struggle. Like I said, they just need more help, more data. You figured that Raul was on a high after his last race, and I felt like he struggled also. So yeah, they just didn't have it. I mean, I don't know if it was just a longer layout of a track where a lot more things are required, and I mean, there's a little overcast and stuff like that. But everyone had to go out there and do the same thing. But I just don't know if they just had enough data or why they struggled. That's just more of an insight. I just don't understand.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see if Reese might have an idea of why. I'll throw something out there. Is it a lack of funds? Because they're probably the poorest brand in MotoGP when you think about it. They're a small brand. I don't think their money is long. Their money ain't like Yamaha, Honda, or Ducati, aka Volkswagen. What are your thoughts, Reese?
Of course, KTM is one of the lowest out there. But Aprilia is uh, the struggle that Aprilia has had this weekend. I still think that they're one of the the better brands of the bikes out there with Ducati. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're one of the top brands. As far as you're looking at Honda, Yamaha, KTM, Yamaha is just struggling all the way. Honda has you have seen Honda s- start a little bit of you want to say trickling up there towards the front, or consistency.
Yeah.
Um, KTM is struggling a little bit, but I think they're struggling because yeah, it could be lack of funds. But then it's also you don't have that rider out there that is a well developed rider, but that can actually help develop a bike that understands what we need to win. That person is missing. Acosta can be it, but Acosta still is a little green behind it, the gills. He's learning his way slowly but surely. Acosta wants to take that role and say, "I'm the leader of this team." Um, but I think they still need that. It's just like as basketball in any sport, you need that vet. You need that one veteran player there. You need that veteran guy, and that's what Vinales is to be that. And they just don't have it. Same thing,
Right.
Aprilia. They don't have. I think Martin is that veteran guy for Aprilia to actually help out a little bit, but they're still both kind of a little young, him and
Yeah,
Baku.
that's what I say. When you're the 28th year old, you can't be a vet.
He's not a vet, but he's been around Ducati long enough
Right,
to
right,
understand certain scenarios.
right,
He's been around that Ducati bike some time now, so he can understand. Hey, maybe we need to try this, or maybe we need to try that. He can kind of give a little bit more insight. You know,
right. And is it fair to say where Aprilia went wrong? And I know yeah, listen. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to say anything about anybody's contracts or anything like that, and how somebody feels about something. Because I mean, to me, it seems like a big deal for Maverick to leave because they didn't talk to him about signing Martin. But Vinales was that guy to be the veteran, right?
Hmm.
And he probably would have helped out Aprilia like he helped out. He's helping out KTM, and you get your heart broken once, and Vin, was Vinales trying to destroy the engine? Was he not? As his side against no one's in his head, so we don't know, right? We can only speculate and we can say whatever. We don't know, but for him to leave Aprilia the way he did, there's some animosity I think that came from Yamaha and how he felt he was treated. That this time it's just like I'm not giving you a chance. This first girl broke my heart. You look like you might break my heart, so deuces. And that kind of thing. So do you think that Aprilia kind of screwed up by not having that conversation? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't screw up because maybe they didn't think that he needed that kind of talk, right? What are your thoughts, Lewis?
I think it could be a basket case.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. Maybe there was already some internal turmoil, and that's why they didn't want to tell him. Maverick isn't known in the paddock as being somebody that's easy to talk to. He's a great rider again, but that doesn't mean that he's a great communicator or he's easy to get along with. There's some guys that are just hard to get along with, whether you like it or not, and whether you respect them on the track. They're just difficult to get along with. And I think maybe Aprilia saw an opportunity to get two really young, talented riders and said, this is the opportunity we got to take. As a team, this is what we have to do. Maybe Maverick was asking for more money than Aprilia was willing to give him. Again, these are negotiations, things that we don't know. If Vinales was asking for 1.5 times what Bez is getting, then they got a great deal by getting Bez.
Right.
They got a young rider that's put up some great numbers and done everything else. And with his time with Aprilia, I mean, really, what did Vinales do when he was with Aprilia? It's not like he lit the world on fire. I don't remember seeing how many wins he had. One win? One win. So Bez has already beaten his one win several times over.
Right.
So again,
price.
Financially, they got a better deal by getting Bez. And even if he did get a little bit butthurt, this is the name on the building, the name on the check is Piaggio. It's not Vinales. You work for us, man. We don't work for you. If we tell you you're going to work with this person, if you don't want to work with them, that's a you problem. I don't have to tell you everything I'm going to do.
Lewis, I thought this was your chance to completely do a 180 on Vinales.
You're my employee. you my employee.
I was like, okay, he's coming around.
Nah.
I pay you.
I'll do like a 90, 97, maybe a 100, 180. Nah. I'll give him a little props because he's one of the most talented riders in the paddock, hands down. I can never take that away from him. But from what's been said through the media and so forth, he's not always the easiest guy to get along with, not the easiest guy to have on a team. And that's another dynamic that we're not looking into. What in KTM internally might need to change outside of the riders. We have the same mechanics, the same techs, the same lead technician, the same team principal for all this time. Maybe it's time to change the team principal over at KTM. Maybe change some of those faces around, because the faces on the bikes, you can keep them a million times. If your coaching team sucks, you're still going to have a shitty product out there.
Right. The qualities that Maverick has, I mean, there's some principles that have that same character, and that's a good thing for them. Well, for him, it's not. So it's tough when you don't sign a check, as they say.